Hi, it's me, Dr. Prasad Pudielam. Continuing my classes, class number 4 on advanced organic chemistry, aliphatic electrophilic substitution reaction, in which I'm explaining about some of the uh, important reactions based on SEI mechanism, as well as substitution accompanied by double bond shift. In my previous video, I explained about the mechanism of SEI mechanism, and this is a continuation of that particular video class. And in addition to that, substitution accompanied by double bond shift also I'm explaining here. So these are the four types as explained in all the three previous classes. The aliphatic electrophilic substitution are classified as SE1, SE2 front side attack, SE2 back side attack, as well as SEI. In addition to that, the double bond shift mechanism also I'm explaining in this particular video. So SEI, it is electrophilic internal reaction, substitution electrophilic internal reaction, or internal electrophilic substitution reaction, which follows a transition state. This is the transition state which represented, in which the carbon metal bond breaks and forms a bond with electrophile. A part of the electrophile forms bond with the metal. So comparison between the SE2 front and SEI mechanism, because in previous video I explained that the SEI mechanism, it is almost similar to that of a SE2 mechanism of front side attack. Both are bimolecular substitution reaction and proceed with retention of configuration. That means both SE2 front side attack mechanism as well as the internal electrophilic substitution mechanism are giving a retention of configuration. In addition to that, some of the differences or a comparison when we discuss, first point, that is reagent structure. For SE2 mechanism, a relatively high electrophilic cationic mercury complexes such as HgBr2 is required. Whereas for SEI mechanism, a weakly ionic reagent such as LiHgBr3 is more than sufficient. Second point, that is effect of ionic strength. If you compare some of the mercury salts like HgBr2, Hg acetate, diacetate, as well as nitrate of mercury, in this manner, the ionic nature increases. That means as the ionic nature increases, more freely mercury will become mercury 2+ ions. That means more concentration of mercury ions will be there. In SEI mechanism, it requires the assistance from the attached ligand to maintain a cyclic transition state. Presence of free ions will not favor SEI mechanism, but it would enhance the SE2 mechanism, SE2 front side attack mechanism. If more free ions are there, that will be favored. The second point, that SEI mechanism do not involve charge intermediate, therefore added salt, if any extra salt is added, it have less effect on the reaction rate for the relatively more charged transition state of SE2 front mechanism. Now factors affecting SEI mechanism. First factor, that is nature of the substrate. Branching at alpha carbon. So we know what is alpha carbon to the functional group. The carbon which is containing the functional group we call it as the alpha carbon, or the carbon to which the leaving group is attached, we can call it as alpha carbon. So any further branching, alkyl branching at alpha carbon, will increase the rate of reaction due to electron donating inductive effect. You know, alkyl groups are having plus inductive effect. That already explained in my YouTube channel. It is there in the electromeric effect or electron movement effects in that I explained. If you are not so clear about the inductive effect, please go through that video. So here the inductive effect is increasing because the R group, the number of carbon or number of carbon hydrogen in that alkyl group, it is increasing. So automatically the inductive effect is increasing. Plus inductive effect, electron donating inductive effect is increasing. However, if at a beta position, the branching is at a beta position, it decreases the rate of reaction because of a steric hindrance. So the order of substrate structure, that is polar and steric effect on reactivity, is operative even in non-polar solvents. Second point, that is nature of reagent. A less ionic reagent, I already explained, just now only explained, that less ionic reagents such as LiHgBr3 with suitably placed nucleophilic groups in the reagent favors SEI mechanism. So already we've seen the about the SEI mechanism in previous video, that it is a electrophile with a suitably placed nucleophile is assisting the internal arrangement mechanism. Third one, that is role of solvent. If solvent has only little nucleophilic character, then the electrophile with suitably placed assisting functionality may predominantly assist the reaction. That means if the solvent is nucleophilic in nature, that is the additional nucleophile attached assisted mechanism that also explained in detail in my previous video, that is on SCI. So if the solvent contains a more nucleophilic character, it will be improving the speed of SCI mechanism. It will be supporting that of SCI mechanism. However, a bimolecular reaction takes place in a polar nucleophilic solvent, then coordination of solvent with the metal atom in the transition state would lead to SE2 mechanism. Thus, SCI will be favored in non-polar solvents and mechanism SE2 in polar solvents. Next is the examples of SCI mechanism. Some of the reactions which is classified under SCI mechanism, that is reaction of organo-mercury compound with bromine in presence of ether, or reaction of ether supported bromine attack. Second one, that is proteolysis of organo-mechanic compound. Proteolysis means addition of a proton, H is added. Metallo-demethylation reaction, that is removal of metal by using another metallic compound. Iodination of alkyl mercury iodide, addition of iodine atom to alkyl group or hydrocarbon with presence of mercury iodide. Iodination using alkyl mercury iodide are the example for SCI. We will see one by one. So first one, that is reaction of organo-mercury compound with bromine with ether. That means the complex of bromine with ether were found to be more effective reagent in SCI reaction with organo-mercury compounds rather than with free bromine than a Br2 molecule attacking as the electrophile. If it is supported with the ether, that is ROR, which is represented here R2O. So I'll write the mechanism here. So let me take an example: CS3H, Hg mercury connected to halogen, that is organo-mercury compound, and this is the ether ROR, general representation of an ether, which is present near to that of bromine Br2. So Br single bond Br. So this presence of this R2O will assist, or it will improve the electron density on the bromine so that it can attack easily. Therefore, in presence of a carbon tetrachloride as the solvent, the reaction, it forms a intermediate in which the R2O supports. It takes the electron density of oxygen, which is given to the bromine, so that the second bromine, it gives the electron to mercury. Then the carbon mercury bond breaks easily. Therefore, after forming this intermediate, immediately the electron movement takes place as shown, as I am indicating here with the arrow head. So the movement of electrons are represented, or movement of bond also, I can say a bonded pair of electrons takes place like this, and finally we are getting alkyl bromide and mercury halide, as well as getting that the ether. So that reaction in line I can write as CS3HgX plus R2OBr in presence of Cl4 gives CS3Br, that is methyl bromide, plus BrHgX as well as R2O. The second one, that is proteolysis of organo-mercury compound, and it is another example for the solvent assistance in addition of H plus to organo-mercury compound with the reagent as a hydrogen chloride. Here the reactant is ion pair of molecular form of HCl as such. So CS3HgX and HCl, in which the chlorine having a lone pair of electron are represented here, because this chlorine from that lone pair of electron, it forms a coordinate type bond with mercury and then end up with a transition state. In the transition state, the HCl bond break completely, that Cl electrons goes to mercury, then mercury carbon bond breaks and forms a new bond with the hydrogen. So it will be getting methane plus the mercury halide. So it will be CS3HgX plus HCl giving CH4 plus ClHgX, that is proteolysis of organo-mercury compounds. The third one, that is metallo-demethylation reaction. The metal exchange reactions in equilibrium, these are equilibrium reaction in which metal exchange takes place. For example, an alkyl group connected to a metal in presence of another set of alkyl group connected to another metal, that R dash M dash it is represented. It is in equilibrium, therefore the equilibrium arrowhead I drawn there. So exchange takes place, the M dash it goes attached with the initially R, and the R dash combines with the M metal. So these type of reactions are useful only if the equilibrium lies in direction of desired product. That means if the right hand side of this reaction, if the right hand side of the reaction are the desired product, that means desired person is not desired for us. The reaction itself forms a stable product. Always a product will be formed when if it is a better stability than that the substrate as well as reagent. Therefore, the equilibrium will shift accordingly, and generally the equilibrium is observed to lie in the direction in which more electropositive metal is bonded to that of alkyl or aryl group. It depends upon the metal's electropositivity nature, and it should create a more stable carbanion as an intermediate. Say example, a formation of a dialkyl amino organolithium compound from corresponding organotin compounds. So one of the organotin compound, it is represented here, RR-NCH2, RR- that both connected to nitrogen, that is NR, then nitrogen is connected to CH2, therefore it is an amino group, secondary tertiary amine group, then connected to tin as well as a tertiary butyl group 3 times here connected to the tin, plus butyl lithium at 0 degrees Celsius gives the organolithium compound plus Du4SN. So organolithium compounds are one of the important chemical reagent or chemical substance used, and those organolithium compounds are not so easy to prepare by other method, but this method found to be very easy method to prepare organolithium compounds. The fourth one, that is iodination of alkyl mercury iodide. Iodination of alkyl mercury iodide in presence of cadmium iodide follows cyclic transition state mechanism even in polar solvents such as dimethyl formamide, DMFO, methanol, ethanol, and even with a 70% of aqueous dioxane. So the reaction I am writing here, CH3HGI plus I2CdI2 gives CH3I, that is alkyl iodide, plus HgI2 and CdI2. CdI2 means that is cadmium iodide. So that reaction I'm expanding like this to show the transition state. Therefore, the alkyl CH3HGI reacts with iodine in presence of CdI2. CdI2 supports the reaction. So the transition state is formed, as we seen in the previous cases. Transition state is formed, which then takes the movement of electrons, bonded pair of electrons takes place, and we'll be getting the final product, that is alkyl, that is iodide. CH3I means alkyl iodide. Now the second stage of this video, that is a substitution accompanied by a double bond shift, aliphatic electrophile substitution followed by double bond shift. That is usually it is seen in case with the support to that of SC1 mechanism. Say a double bond shift means a double bond should be there in the substrate, and if it is in allylic position, it is most favorable for this type of arrangement. So this is the allylic position. So this is the allylic substrate. So having a leaving group, L represented as the leaving group, and a substitution reaction takes place. An attack of an electrophile that is represented as E plus. E plus attacks this substrate, which is an allylic substrate. So displacement of double bond occurs leading to the product. So here E plus means that is the electrophile, that is it is having electron deficiency, and here C double bond, the pi bond is the pi bond, it is formed by the sidewise overlapping, that is a weaker bond also, and there is a more electron density between these two carbon here. So this electron density it can give to the electrophile, and it forms a bond with that. A subsequent rearrangement takes place. So rearrangement takes place, and we are getting the removal of L plus. Okay, so initially the double bond was here, double bond was given, the pi electrons are given, both the bonded pair of electrons of the pi bond are given to electrophile as well as the carbon, and the leaving group, when it goes, it forms a double bond. So this I'll be clarifying in the coming slides. The mechanism of double bond shift can take two different paths. That is first path, in which the substitution takes place by SE1 mechanism. The leaving group leaves first. That means the L, the atom or group of atom which you want to be replaced, that leaves first in this mechanism. So the removal of L is represented here with arrowhead, which gives a carbanion. We know, because the leaving group, it is not taking the bonded pair of electron, only the atom is going, or atom or group of atom is going. This bonded pair of electron, it remains there. That will become a negative charge, or two electron, extra electron density on the carbon, this particular carbon, that makes it as a carbanion. Therefore it will become a carbanion. Carbanion means a carbon having negative charge, extra electrons. Now this is a transition state. It is a less stable form. It can further undergo stabilization. We already studied that resonance stabilization. Here the negative charge is there. This negative charge, it can form a double bond here, because a negative charge at one center, it is less stable, whereas the electron movement, it is possible because it is in conjugation with the double bond. A lone pair of electron, or I can say a negative charge here, it is in conjugation with a pi electron, that is negative charge, a single bond and a double bond. Therefore the electron can move. So here it is, they are having the p type orbital. So here the double bond is formed by sidewise overlapping of p orbitals. The negative charge or extra electron also in the same plane. Therefore the electron movement is possible. Resonance stabilization is possible to an adjacent double bond. Therefore the movement of electron I representing here, electrons moves, it forms a double bond here, then that double bond breaks and the negative charge shifts to the third carbon atom. Therefore that is represented as a resonance structure, a resonating structure, in which a negative charge is shifted to the third carbon. That means double bond is shifted. Because of this resonance, the double bond shifted. That is the heading, our heading, accompanied by double bond shift. Therefore double bond shift takes place here in one of the steps, which is we call as a following the SE1 mechanism by leaving group leaves first and forms a transition state, intermediate carbon ion, in which the double bond shift takes place. Now the electrophile attacks the other carbon. Here the electrophile attacks and it forms the final product. Therefore this is the electrophile substituted product accompanied by the double bond shift. Now in the second pathway, the electrophile first attacked the electron rich pi bond. It is attacked by the electron rich pi bond. I will draw the structure once again. So this is the allylic substrate with the leaving group. The electrophile attacks first. Electrophile cannot attack the electron density, the pi electron density, it attacks the electrophile first. So when these electrons, this bonded pair of electrons of the pi bond, so any one of them you can treat as a pi bond. Or if this is sigma bond, the second one is pi bond. Okay, so any one of them we can treat as pi bond, the other one will be sigma bond, because this is a two-dimensional representation. Okay, so these two electrons of this pi, I treat this particular bond as a pi bond, sidewise overlapping. These two electrons will come to the first carbon. So here I treat this one as a first carbon. So it comes to the first carbon where the electrophile want to join. So that electron density, one of the electron will be given to E plus, the positive charge neutralizes, and here it forms a single bond. So when the electron shift towards electrophile, the second carbon loses electron. Therefore, it gets a positive charge. Therefore, I can say that here it gets a positive charge. Carbon electrophile bond formation phase, substitution already happened. Now the leaving group has to go. Then this positive charge has to be neutralized. Now we are getting a carbocation in this particular mechanism. Now it loses the leaving group. The leaving group goes without the bonded pair of electron of this carbon Cl. Only the L atom goes, so leaving group goes without the bonded pair of electron. So this electron, it can move and forms a double bond here. for these two electrons comes to this third carbon atom. So this one electrophile attached carbon is set as first carbon atom. A second carbon atom is having positive charge. Now third carbon atom, the bonded pair of electron with the carbon and the leaving group, those two electrons comes to the third carbon. Then one electron will be given to the vacant p orbital. So this positive charge means it is a p orbital with a vacancy. Therefore, electron will be given there. Then it forms a sidewise overlapping here. So that electron movement is represented here with the leaving group. Now it gives rise to a new double bond at the adjacent position. So that drawing the formation of double bond happens with the removal of a leaving group. Now mechanism, the different types of mechanism of substitution electrophilic internal substitution electrophilic unimolecular actually accompanied by double bond shift. That is base catalyzed mechanism. Second one, that is acid catalyzed mechanism. Third one, that is metal catalyzed mechanism. First one, to an unsaturated compound, a strong base. Example for strong base are given here. NaNH2 become Na plus and NH2 minus. Even alkali metals, potassium hydroxide or tertiary butoxide with the potassium salt of tertiary butoxide. So this is butoxide, a negative charge, and K plus represents it is a salt of potassium. It can snatch or it can take a proton from the sp3 hybridized carbon atom adjacent to a double bond, leading to the formation of a carbanion. Carbanion means carbon with a negative charge, which leads to equilibrium mixtures of product isomers upon substitution. It consists of two steps. When we see the reaction mechanism, this statement will be more clear. So in step one, there are two steps. In step one, the base, the strong base attacks the substrate. It takes or it snatches a proton. It takes a proton from the substrate. When the proton is taken away, the bonded pair of electron will be moving towards the carbon. Thus, it becomes a negatively charged, and the base it takes a proton H plus. Therefore, as such, the molecule become positively charged. Now, this is a transition state. A carbanion is formed, as we see in the previous case. Now, these electrons can form a double bond with the second carbon atom, and these electrons will go to the third carbon atom. So the electron movement it is represented here. The pi bond pi electrons shift to the third carbon atom, giving a resonance stabilized or resonance structure, contributing structure. The negative charge is formed there. Now these two are the intermediate states which are resonance stabilizing each other by the movement of electrons. Now the BH plus or B plus H, it moves towards the negative charge, which takes in the step 2. This is a step 2. From here onwards, it has step 2. The negative charge takes the proton. It takes the proton. A carbon forms a bond with the hydrogen, and the base will be set free. So only we need that particular step here. Therefore, here it forms a bond with the hydrogen. Therefore, the substitution, the H from first carbon, it got substituted to the third carbon, and it followed by the bond shift. Now, for example, base catalyzed isomerization of allylic alcohol give rise to formation of ketone as major product. That means CC6 CH double bond CH single bond CH single bond OH C6 H5. It undergo isomerization with the supporting reagents potassium hydroxide, water, ethanol at 100 degrees Celsius, and reaction continues for 3 hours, in which KOH is a strong base, and it gives a ketone, that is CCHY CH2 single bond CH2 single bond C double bond oxygen single bond C6 H5. So this particular mechanism, particular reaction is this base catalyzed substitution reaction accompanied by double bond shift. A similar example, example or mechanism of that of a triple bond, that is alkynes, is also representing. I'm representing here. Say C2H5, that is CH3 single bond. This is CH3 single bond CH2, or I combine it as a C2H5, then CH2, C triple bond CH, and it is attacked by a base. So this is an alkyne attacked by a base. So I'm expanding this particular CH2 carbon HH because I want to remove the proton from that. So if I represent with the bonded line representation, it is easy to understand. Therefore, I draw this structure. Now this base, it takes one proton, becomes Hb plus. So this is one of the interesting reaction mechanism. Now this electron movement takes place. The carbon ion, it want to stabilize. Therefore, the one of the pi bond of the triple bond. So here the triple bond means one bond is a sigma bond and remaining two are pi bonds. Two pi bonds are there and one sigma bond. One of the pi bond shift to the corner carbon atom or the other side of the carbon, other end of the substrate, and the BH plus, it moves near to that, and the negative charge takes the proton, it forms a CH bond there. Again the base goes and abstract the another H plus from that, gives a carbon ion. Further the electron movement takes place, it forms a triple bond there, and the double bond, it is shifted to the end carbon atom. Then further it takes the proton from that and it stabilizes. So this is how this type of base catalyzed mechanism is possible in alkyne. That representation is given here. Now a partial intramolecular base catalyzed double bond shift is also possible. Intramolecular means within the molecule. Within the molecule, the shift takes place. It has been ascribed, it also taken or considered as named as a conducted Tour mechanism. A Tour, which I'll represent that RC single bond C double bond C H, satisfying the valency of carbon with the hydrogen. H, one more H is needed there. Okay, so this is attacked by a base. So the Tour begins. It goes, the base goes near one of the proton. Then the bonds here, it not formed, a complete bond formation not formed. It tries to attract the electrons of the proton tries to attract the electrons of the base. Base is having extra electron, or the base is giving the electrons towards the proton, and the carbon hydrogen bond weakens. It forms a partially double bond character with the next carbon. The initially double bond character was here, it weakens. Then this shift, that is the name Tour, that the base with the proton, it goes for a Tour, if I say. So this is that it shifts, as such the BH shifts, and it is the same stabilization. The proton, it is shifted from there, it forms a partial single bond with carbon, and there is a partial double bond character between these three carbon atoms. From that it abstract the carbon hydrogen, then it forms the double bond. I'll show that one again. Okay, so from this structure, this particular bond formation completes, and this double bond shift here completely. Here it becomes double bond. This double bond is taken away because here already we got a CH bond. Carbon can have only 4 valencies. So carbon with one hydrogen, second hydrogen, third hydrogen. Then the fourth bond is with the carbon. This double bond shift to the next carbon, between next carbon atom. The base will be set free. Now acid catalyzed mechanism. In an acid catalyzed mechanism, the same substrate I will take with a double bond. Okay, so this is the structure. The acid catalyzed mechanism, the H plus, that is an representation of an acid, a proton that is given by an acid. An acid gives a a proton. It takes the electron density, pi electron density takes the proton, and the electrons are taken through this terminal carbon atom or the carbon containing more hydrogen atoms. Okay, that is we studied in a Markovnikov addition mechanism. One a part of that, we say that addition of the positive part of addendum takes place to the carbon containing more number of hydrogen atoms. So you can refer my previous videos in which I explained that Markovnikov addition. So the electron density goes towards the terminal carbon, then it takes the proton. It forms a CH bond, so that a positive charge is formed to the second carbon, which is more alkylated. The second carbon, if positive charge is there, it is connected to one carbon here, a second carbon. So it is a secondary carbon. A secondary carbocation is formed, and a secondary carbocation is more stable than a primary carbocation. If this H plus added to the second carbon, then this carbon will get a positive charge, then it is a primary carbon. It is connected to only one carbon or one alkyl group. So it is a primary carbon. A primary carbocation is less stable than that of a secondary carbocation. Therefore, always the reaction, even though if it is an intermediate is formed, but reaction always follow in which more stability is there. Therefore, compared to the primary carbocation, the secondary carbocation formed it is more stable. Then another proton is lost to form a new bond. So that proton is lost, and this CH bond shift to neutralize that positive charge. It forms a double bond there. Therefore, we'll get the shift, double bond shift, which is acid catalyzed. So these are all general representation of the mechanisms. This acid catalyzed reaction mechanism is used less, it's rarely used, because the products formed are always a mixture of isomers, because the double bond shift accompanied by the acid catalyzed, it gives a mixture of products. Not only a single product is formed, it gives a mixture of its isomers. Therefore, it is difficult to isolate the one which is required for us, or the desired product always we may not get. The third mechanism, that is metal catalyzed mechanism, in which transition metal complexes of platinum, rhodium, or ruthenium, or even metal carbonates are commonly used. So it as compared to that of a base catalyzed mechanism, here also there are two types are there. In first type, that is metal hydride addition and elimination mechanism. That I will draw a substrate here. Okay, so I took a substrate containing a double bond. Then the metal hydride represented by MH, in which M stands for the metal. It may be platinum, rhodium, palladium, etc. Okay, so the metal hydride, it forms a bond with the substrate, or it is added to the double bond, that is addition reaction. So this metal hydride, it is added to the double bond such a way that H is added to this one, it will become slightly positive charge and connected to M, or M is connected to this carbon and then H is connected to that. This double bond breaks and an addition takes place, that is addition reaction takes place. So it is a metal hydride addition. Now elimination. So first part of this is over. Metal hydride is added to the double bond. Now elimination reaction should take place. Elimination, that is one of the proton, it is taken by the metal with the bonded pair of electron. Metal and the bonded pair of electron takes one H as H plus. Then this carbon hydrogen, that bonded pair of electrons, it forms a double bond there. So the movement of electron takes place, bonded pair of electron takes place as given the arrowhead, and we will be getting the product, which is elimination mechanism. Okay, therefore if it is a metal hydride addition elimination mechanism, it is in which a double bond shift takes place. So again, it is a general representation. I'm not given the true reaction, it is not given here, only the possible mechanism it is given. So an example of this type of a reaction is isomerization of one butane. One butane can be isomerized with rhodium first, or its oxidation state is 1. So rhodium, it can be used to isomerize that of one butane. The second method is called a pi allyl complex mechanism, in which there is no extra hydrogen is added. So in previous one, in which the metal hydride is used, that is external hydrogen is added. Here there is no external hydrogen is used. The hydrogen which is present in the substrate itself is used. So I'm drawing the substrate structure once again. So here metal is used and it is supported by the pi bonds. So pi allyl complex mechanism. It forms a complex with the pi bonds. The pi bonds take what we see in the base catalyzed mechanism, that is the conducted Tour mechanism. The similar type of mechanism it is happening here. So further the shift takes place. The same hydrogen, internal hydrogen only, is shifted to the next site and gives the final product. Now, example for electrophilic substitution reaction accompanied by the double bond. Allyl silanes are found to be more suitable example substrate for electrophilic substitution reaction, as they react with electrophile with a greater regioselectivity. Regioselectivity means the three-dimensional appearance of a substrate or product. This stereochemistry, what is explained. I am not going in detail about regioselectivity right now. So to understand that, it has got a great regioselectivity. Now I took a substrate with SiMe3, in which only I am representing the SiMe3 bond. It is coming near to, it is near to us. That means this one of the hydrogen is away from the screen, one of the hydrogen is on this screen, and this SiMe3 trimethylsilane, it is near to us, far near to us. So this particular symbol represents that. Now, if an electrophile attacks this substrate, electrophile, it can be attacked by this pi bond. The pi bond shift takes place such a way that these electrons go to carbon, then it forms a bond here. The carbon will get the second carbon here. So here this is R group, alkyl group, only carbon is there, but what are written here, the first carbon, a second carbon. So this is not the better way to explain like that. To easy to understand, I'm telling that first carbon and second carbon here. Okay, so when electrophile is attached to this particular carbon, the next carbon, so that is a better way. The next carbon, it gets the positive charge because the electrons are taken away from that. So that I am representing here with the movement of electron by arrowhead, and it forms a bond with electrophile. So the electrophile attack is behind the screen or behind this plane of this molecule. SiMe3 is above the plane, and electrophile attack is from behind, because the front side it is a bulkier group. SiMe3 methyl group is connected there. Therefore, the front side it is little bit more bulkier, whereas the other side it is not that bulkier. Therefore, electrophile attacks from that other side. The electrophile is not attacking. The pi electron density gives the electron, or the electrophile can approach through from the other side, opposite side of that. Now this is a less stable transition state. It's a carbon ion. A negative charge is there on one of the carbon. It is not negative charge, actually positive charge by mistake. You have to treat this one as a positive charge. A carbon with a positive charge, because electron density is taken away. Then Cl minus takes the methyl trimethylsilane and the bond shift takes place. Then it forms a double bond. So you have not done that this representation. This should be positive charge, not negative charge, because the electron density it is gone to electrophile. Surely this should get a positive charge only. So I'll try to correct it there only. Is there any writing option? Ballpoint pen, good. Okay, so color also you need to select. Better I will erase it. Okay, so leave it. Okay, so this should be positive charge, and the electrons coming near to that positive charge. If it is negative charge, then the electron shifter takes away from that. It goes away from that. That is not possible. So this is positive charge, and it becomes a double bond with the next carbon as SiMe3 is taken away by a Cl minus. So thank you very much for watching my video. Hope you understood this particular concept of examples of substitution electrophilic internal arrangement as well as the electrophilic substitution reaction accompanied by double bond shift. Do watch all my videos and give your suggestions in the comment box. Subscribe my YouTube channel, my intuition, and support me. Thank you very much.